What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the German Bear Podcast. And today we got the film room episode on a matchup between the Chicago Bears and the Buffalo Bills. Yes, the Chicago Bears did lose to the Buffalo Bills 35-13, but really put out a show for the Bears fans, especially on the defensive side of the football, forcing 3 turnovers by the Bills defense. So just that for a quick little recap for the game. Really proud of how the defense continues to play now against the Bills too, after that pretty good outing against the Philadelphia Eagles the week prior. Really proud of them. But in today's film room, as always, guys, we want to look at QB1 Justin Fields, what he did in the passing game in today's film room. Also look at Luke Getsy's play calls, offensive line play, and the skill position players obviously too. Now, the weather at Soldier Field or in Chicago was kind of bad. Lots of wind, freezing cold, right? So that definitely affected the passing game. But overall, for the stats for Justin Fields against the Bills, he went 15 for 23, 119 yards, 1 touchdown passing, and a 92.5 rating. As for rushing the football, he only went 7 carries for 11 yards. So definitely probably his worst rushing outing of the entire season. Still, very interesting passing-wise game to look into. So can't wait to break this down for you guys. So with that being said, let's not waste any more time and start off with today's film room. So now, in the film room, starting off with drive number 1, we want to look at one play. First of all, 2nd and 5 is the situation. And this one, just a beautiful pass concept. The Bears use it a lot, just a simple rollout to get Justin Fields out of the pocket, make him feel comfortable, and Justin gets it to, I think it's Byron Pringle in that situation for an easy first down. But as always, we want to look at the scheme. First of all, we got that 2-by-2 formation. On both sides, we got 2 receivers. As for the routes, we got somewhat of that clear route slash deep corner by Velus Jones Jr. Then you'll have Dante Pettis, who actually helps blocking in that case, which is kind of interesting too. But lots of help is needed against a really good defense by the Buffalo Bills. And then on the other side with Cole Kmet, we have him run a drag route. Very low across the field, and then a deeper crossing route. The guy that ends up getting the ball, Byron Pringle, in that case right there. Pretty nice play action cell by the entire team. All the linebackers right here, when you look at it, all linebackers right there will bite on the run fake and just go with it for a quick second. That fake pitch to David Montgomery right there. Everybody writes with it, right? I mean, the entire defense even moves to the left side. That's what you want with that. And then work against it with your wide receivers. Worked out perfectly. Really good play call also by Luke Getsy in that scenario. And also love what Justin Fields does right there, right? The pass by the end of the day is pretty simple, but he attacks really aggressively, right? The line of scrimmage, works back to it, and then decides to pass it. That does force the linebackers to be on alert if he's possible to run or not right there. That's what I mean right there. Attacks it vertically right there, attacks down the field, and all the linebackers have to keep an eye on him because he possibly could break this into a big-time run, but keeps the eyes down the field the entire play, has the vision for it, and an easy find and accurate football to Byron Pringle in that case, and he does some after the catch as well, but really love what he does right there. Accurate pass, good yak, and just overall a really well executed play by the Chicago Bears, which was probably the first passing game, if I remember, passing play, if I remember it correctly, of the entire game. Moving on to the second situation that we want to look at today, which is still in the same drive number 1 for the Chicago Bears, and they finish this one off with a beautiful touchdown pass, really good concept, and easy wide open pass for Justin Fields to Dante Pettis right there. Boom. Easy catch, easy pitch and catch right there for the Bears offense, and they just finish off a beautiful drive overall. You'll have Dante Pettis motion over and have that bunch formation right there at the bottom of the screen. As for the routes, you have somewhat of that skinny post more of. I thought it was a slant first, but it's really just a 5 to 7 step post. Skinny post right there by Byron Pringle. Then you'll have a crosser or over route by Cole Kmet. On the back of the screen, you'll have just a 10 and out by N'Keal Harry, and then you'll have that motion over or motion in and motion back by Dante Pettis, who then goes into the flats and turns it up the field. Somewhat of that small little wheel route right there. Gets wide open. Why? Just because they have zone alignments right there, the Bills defenders, and this guy right there, I think it's number 30, is supposed to pass it over to the deep third or deep quarter right there. It's too high safety, right? Those guys will actually have the middle of the field or cover as ground as possible in the end zone right there. And number 30 is supposed to pass Byron Pringle off, but doesn't do so. And then the late wheel by Dante Pettis, really beautiful play design too by Luke Getsy, gets wide open. Obviously an easy pass for Justin Fields, but this time obviously just a really good concept by Luke Getsy, and caught them right there with a miscommunication. Didn't work out for them, worked out better for the Chicago Bears, and an easy touchdown to finish off this beautiful drive by the Bears to start off this game. And yeah, what can I say? Just a really nice one. There you look at the offensive line. It was okay blocks, right? Okay protection right there. I think Michael Schofield gets beat up a little bit. But by the end of the day, really nice concept, like I said. And really like this one for Dante Pettis and Justin Fields. Now in drive number 2 for the Chicago Bears. This one a 1st and 10 situation. Really love this one too. Great play action sell by the Bears. Once again, just like with the previous play, or the previous plays, obviously. And they're just simple drop by Cole Kmet, couldn't convert it right there on 1st and 10, and after that the Bears turned it over on downs. They couldn't get those 10 yards with 4 tries, but this one would have obviously been a big time chance. As for the play, you got that stack formation right there at the bottom of the screen, and this one is just first Dante Pettis motioning in and then just blocking for a second and then sit right there as a check down, for Justin Fields. Then you have that deep post by, it looks like, Byron Pringle, if I'm not mistaken. And then you'll have that over route, or that route into the flats across the field by Cole Kmet, who's about to receive the football. And then you have somewhat of a fake block, 10 and in, somewhat by, I think it's N'Keal Harry, it should be, or is it Velus Jones, doesn't matter honestly, but by the receiver at the top of the route of this game right there. But overall, like I said, love the play action sell. Really nice sell by the entire team, wide receivers, offensive line, running back, quarterback, and then great work with the eyes by Justin Fields right there. He makes this throw happen with his eyes right there. That's big time development too. Throwing guys open with the eyes, just leading defenders away with the eyes. We'll see it in a quick second right there from the end zone angle. When you look at it, Dante Pettis will break out into this sit right there for a quick second. And right there, with his eyes, he looks at Dante Pettis, which forces Tremaine Edmonds to stutter for a quick second and makes him actually go away from the coverage of Cole Kmet. Now, there's still a defender right there who didn't bid on it, but it's still big time improvement to see that at least some guys bite on that and that Justin is able to move defenders with his eyes. Let's say Cole Kmet catches that and makes this guy miss right there that's about to cover him. Tremaine Edmonds won't be able to make a play because Justin Fields led him away with his eyes, which is a big time play. There you can watch it in real time. He has to stop. Cole Kmet drops it, but overall really good play by Justin Fields in that scenario. Just being able to throw it that accurate on a run, leading away a guy with his eyes, and then delivering a great football on the run. Love that. Just need a better catch next time by Cole Kmet in that type of a scenario. So now a 3rd and 11 situation that we want to look at. Really like this one too. Just an easy completion to Velus Jones Jr., who had basically his breakout game, I would say personally, as a Chicago Bears receiver so far. This one, really love what Justin Fields does pre-snap with it. When you look at it, you got the coverage, you got the motion over right by Dante Pettis. Once again, he did that kinds of a lot the entire game, but for the scheme, first of all, you got a 5 and in at the top of the screen. It looks like Byron Pringle. Then you have Cole Kmet, who's just running somewhat of that direct slant looky, whatever that is, right? And then on the bottom of the screen, you have a slant by Dante Pettis, who runs a pretty nasty route. And then against off coverage, you have a 3-step slant by Velus Jones Jr. too. And I just really love, like I said, what Justin Fields does pre-snap. Recognizes that it is big time off coverage. He has all the leverage in the world, Velus Jones Jr., so recognizes that pre-snap. He can be locked onto him too because nobody's about to catch up because everybody's man-to-man in that scenario. So really love the pre-snap read. That's why it looks at times like he's just reading one guy and it's just locked on some guys. Yes, he is, but that's also because how he reads the field pre-snap, puts it on him low so that the defender can make any plays from behind, from over the top. Really nice placement and just overall a big time play by Justin Fields to get that to Velus Jones Jr., setting up a 4th down try. The Bears actually went for it but couldn't convert it. I think that was the almost completion or almost first down by Ryan Griffin. But there you see it again. Good protection this time by the offensive line and a beautiful zip low to Velus Jones Jr. There you watch it again. Offensive line does a good job and then puts it low where only Velus Jones Jr. can catch it. Corner was almost there. Would have probably been able to get his hands on the football or on Velus Jones Jr.'s hands to deflect it if he threw it a bit higher. So really smart play right there by Justin Fields and really just like this one, how he played it or how he played out the entire play for this one right there. Moving on to drive number 3 for the Chicago Bears for the entire game. This one a 1st and 10 situation now. And this one's just a classic 2022 Bears sprint out pass. They bring it so often this year, but I mean, it still kind of works. It's an okay play to get some yards on 1st and 10. Still try to implement the passing game, which is totally okay. But I think also schematically it makes some sense in some cases. You motion over or motion out Kari Blessingame, who I think is about to help in the passing game blocking, which is never a bad idea. He's a pretty damn good blocker. And then you have Cole Kmet, who's about to just get out into the flats, just right behind that clear route by Byron Pringle, So he's just there to clear out that defender, get him away enough for Cole Kmet to have an easy, wide open pass. And then on the backside, you have a over route as a second option too. Really okay play call. Easy completion for Justin Fields. Get him more comfortable. Get him into a rhythm. I like that. And then also very accurate ball by Justin Fields to fit it in there. The window's not that tiny. The window is actually not that big. That way was how I supposed to say it. So right there, it's not that big of a window. Good throw. Defender almost makes a jump there, so he has to put some zip on it. Really nice throw. And overall, just a nice concept to, like I said, get Justin Fields comfortable in that situation that we concede from the end zone angle too. Good placement, good design, and just like that play overall for the Bears to get some yards on 1st down. And with that last play, we're already in half number 2 for the Chicago Bears. Now in drive number 2, the Chicago Bears did not pass it a lot. Like I said already, the weather conditions were not that good, so it was not expected to be a pass-heavy game, and it definitely wasn't at the end of the day. The Bears ran it a lot, but this one, drive number 2, definitely a pretty interesting play to look at. 3rd and 5 is the situation. And yeah, love the scheme. Once again, really nice scheme, but problem is just a simple drop. Once again, the receivers were definitely not helping out Justin Fields in that game. I think it will be interesting if Chase Claypool comes back at some point this season for the last 2 games. Would definitely be interesting to see how he gets targeted, but right there, just a simple drop by Dante Pettis, who is, in my opinion, very underrated, but just a small mistake by him right there. Schematically, we'll have on the bottom a beautiful drag route by Velus Jones Jr. across the field, and then you'll have somewhat of that 10 and in by Cole Kmet, and then that bunch formation at the top will actually have just a clear route by Dante Pettis. Then you'll have I think that's Byron Pringle or N'Keal Harry, whoever it is. Then you have a simple mesh. It looks like a mesh concept. It is actually a mesh concept. You have another shallow to the opposite side of the field, and then you have where the ball ends up going to. Just a quick out into the flats by Dante Pettis, who then just simply drops it for a 1st down. It's 3rd and 5. Help out your quarterback. I mean, that would be definitely a benefit for your quarterback's development, but didn't catch it this time. Need to do a better job right there. But yeah, accurate football by Justin Fields. That's all I'm about to say. Drop right there, but really great pass. worked out for the Bears. They got them where they wanted to get him. Luke Getsy, great scheme too. Good protection by the offensive line. And then just a simple drop on 3rd down ends the Bears' drive. So now, moving on to drive number 4 for the Chicago Bears. This one a 1st and 10 situation. And just a beautiful, definitely the most beautiful completion for Justin Fields all game long. Probably one of his most beautiful completions of the entire year. That's an incredible throw right there. From the end zone angle, it looks even more incredible. But schematically, when we look at it for a quick second, you only got 2 players on true routes right there. I think you have a motion, yeah, right there by Ryan Griffin. And then the only 2 guys that go on routes are right there, Cole Kmet, who's about to run that OTB over the ball route, and then just a deep climb route by Velus Jones Jr., and he really showed out some burners that game, had some really great returns on special teams, actually, and then right there, it just gets past the defense. That's why we got him, because he is so fast, he is elusive, he has some elite explosiveness, shows it right there, gets behind the defense. Justin Fields also really, really dangerous and tough throw, right? You got 2 defenders there. You have to put it on the money, but Justin Fields does so. That's for all the people that say he can pass. Not a lot of people can make that throw in the NFL because he has elite arm talent. It's just because of offensive line, wide receivers not working out each and every time. But look at that. Boom. Elite placement right there, right? There's Tre'Davious White, I think, one of the best corners in the NFL, puts it right past him in the bucket. That's an anticipatory throw right there. Look at that, in the bucket. Beautiful. And then also big-time props to my man Velus Jones Jr. for making that catch, showing that he has some good hands, right? He had some drop issues, but right there makes one heck of a catch, and just overall a incredible play for the Bears. Also, offensive line work, doing great stuff right there too. Enough time for Justin Fields to step into the pocket and look at him launch that thing. Perfect accuracy. I mean, that's so beautiful. We have to watch it one more time at least. I mean, look at that play action. Boom, steps up in the pocket, anticipates it, and then what a dime right there. Velus Jones Jr. just super faster too. Somewhat of a connection right there between the 2, right? And then just one heck of a pass. They can watch it again. But what a play by Justin Fields and the Bears offense. Absolutely love this one. One of his best throws of the entire season. And that big-time completion to Velus Jones Jr. brings me already to the last play that we want to look at today. Lots of quick dump-offs that are not really worth showing you guys because just the target was predetermined, and it was basically just for -1 yards, and it's not really showing a lot about Justin Fields or the Bears offense. But this play definitely one that I had to show you guys because Justin Fields is not perfect yet. This one, completion to Dante Pettis, but I want to talk about why he's not perfect yet and is still needs some time to develop. In my opinion, I mean, he's still showing great stuff each and every week, and the supporting cast just isn't there. But just one play that I wanted to show you. Schematically, we'll have just a 3-step slant at the top of the screen, and then I think Byron Pringle with a fade. Then you have a seam route by Cole Kmet to split the safeties, or in between the split safeties. And then at the bottom, we have that hitch and 10 it in. And right there, for me, it's just still working with patience, right? You're looking at the situation, 1st and 10, and I'm totally fine. And it could also be the case that Luke Getsy says, hey, take what's given, right? Take it right there. You got the hitch open for a quick second, take it. But when you look at it, hitch opens up, receiver bites, and then you got the concept, right? Velus Jones Jr. is about to run a 10 and in. He's schemed open right there, right? He's wide open over the middle for Justin Fields. He has a good pocket. If he just anticipates that throw, right? Looks at Dante Pettis, and then just at the last second goes off of him and throws it to Velus Jones Jr. I think it's a bigger gain. I think that's what Justin Fields wants to do by the end of the day. Just right there decides to go with Dante Pettis, but I still think there is some potential for some different plays. I think at times, like I said, he's locked on to one player too often. There's times where it's justified, where he has a pre-snap read and recognizes it and takes it. But for me right there, when he looks at it, you have a second later, you got a wide open Velus Jones Jr. over the middle for a bigger gain. But by the end of the day, like I said, we don't know what Luke Getsy and Justin Fields wants to do. And it could be said that if there's somebody open, take him right away, take the easy yards. And I mean, in that scenario, you're down big, you want to score right. So that's something you have to figure out for yourself. But overall, Justin Fields is showing massive improvements so far this season. And when we look at the play from the end zone angle too, right there, you can see it once again. Still a really good pass to Dante Pettis for some nice yards on 1st and 10. But like I said, really would have loved him to hit Velus Jones Jr. behind him right there. So, for a quick little conclusion, obviously the weather conditions in Chicago were kind of hard, so there was limited amount of tape of Justin Fields actually passing or running the football, right? But overall, I'm so happy how Justin Fields is looking so far deep in the 2022 season. His supporting cast is nothing superior. His offensive line work is getting worse and worse every week because people are just getting injured and injured all the time. But man, Justin Fields is improving each and every week. He still has some things to learn as expected because obviously he had 2 rough years now in the league with poor supporting casts, and the first year definitely some bad coaching. But I think as the seasons will go on, Justin Fields will definitely, without a doubt, turn out to be an elite quarterback in this league, and I can't wait and see how he turns out for the Chicago Bears. And I truly believe we finally got our franchise quarterback. But for this game overall, he made some big time throws, one of the best throws of the season to Velus Jones Jr. Beautiful bomb. Getsy also with some nice play calls, also with some bad play calls. But overall, I'm just happy where we're at for the Chicago Bears at the moment. Justin Fields, like I said, is getting better each and every week, and this guy is so much fun to watch, and I just can't wait and see what he puts out for the last 2 weeks of the season. 2 important games to just still continue to develop, and yeah, it will be an interesting time nonetheless. So, with that being said, that's the end of the video, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. Definitely let me know in the comments down below what you think of Justin Fields and the Bears' performance against the Buffalo Bills. Like and subscribe if you liked the video. Check out Instagram and Twitter if you want to as well. And as always, guys, bear down.